A big creature could be seen standing in front of the entrance.
This was supposed to be for a fight in a mall. Look at all of these police officers that showed up.
The whole Miami alien thing just is not going away. More and more people, by the day it would seem, coming out to speak about their experiences.
It involves talk of alien sightings at Bayside Marketplace.
It seems like something's off. It seems like they ain't telling us all the details.
Alien sighting in a massive Miami mall? Is this an actual verified sighting, or is it the Nephilim, or is the government hiding this other Christian conspiracy? Okay, we got to get into this conversation. We've been talking about the Nephilim a lot here on the channel. We've had all kinds of different guests on breaking this down.
Okay, and now to our #1 trending story on CBSMiami.com.
Alien sightings at Bayside Marketplace. On New Year's Day, there was a massive police response in downtown Miami. More than 50 young people armed with sticks began fighting. Police say
50 young people with sticks?
50? Where'd they get these sticks?
Where'd they get this? Okay.
Where'd you get 50 young people?
No. 50 young people at a mall. Okay, I get it. 50 young people at a mall with sticks starting to raise some eyebrows. Where they all magically get, like, what kind of sticks? Are we like branches off a tree or like 2x4s from Home Depot? But then this sort of response? But how many police cars is that?
More than 50 young people armed with sticks began fighting. Police say juveniles were also setting off fireworks, causing chaos.
So now people are posting online saying that police weren't there to handle a group of rowdy teens, but rather 8 to 10 feet tall, shadowy aliens. Conspiracy theories are saying a big creature could be seen standing in front of the entrance to the shopping area.
Now this is Miami. Everyone got a gun in Miami. 50 young people, gang war in a mall, and all they had was sticks. Come on, you know someone. Well, get the strap. In the words of 50 Cent. How did they not have any? What, they're setting off fireworks? Where's all the footage of this? No one got fireworks?
Someone that was there. This is their recollection of the day in a Twitter thread.
Okay.
And he explains why there's not much great footage of this.
I'm sure you've heard there was a crazy situation in Miami, like interdimensional beings crazy. Well, Moab2597 on X has a pretty intense eyewitness account. Supposed eyewitness account. I was at the Miami Mall yesterday and the government is lying. There were no kids fighting. Everyone started panicking because these gray creatures were walking around. They didn't make any noises or sounds, but stared and watched you move. I tried to take a video, but every time I would try to, it would just bug out. They set a perimeter and wouldn't let anybody out or in unless they went through their photos. We were visited by aliens and the government is covering it up.
Okay, well, that explains why there's no footage of these aliens or no footage of these fireworks.
Yep.
Right? Because something is happening in the telecommunications devices where you can't get any video.
Yep. Then we've got a back angle.
What am I looking at?
Look closely. I can't zoom in, otherwise it's gonna... See it standing right there?
No. Oh, I guess.
Okay, ready? Ready, I'm running back for you.
I look like a statue, bro.
Hey, man. Don't mess with the Nephilim.
Photograph of the creature that was allegedly seen in Miami. Oddly enough, the man said the strange thing about this encounter.
So people have been recreating CG AI versions of the images. Here's probably a more accurate covering of what actually happened in the story. Maybe he's paid by the CIA, but let's see what they say.
Tall aliens that were roaming around the Miami Mall, which has somehow taken social media by storm. So on New Year's Day, video was released showing an insane amount of cops flocking to the Miami Mall. The police later said that 4 teenagers were detained and faced charges of burglary and grand theft. People online were instantly like, what are you hiding? Because that's a lot of cops for arresting a couple teenagers. So one person who claimed they were there starts talking online about how there were 10.
Okay, so this guy came out and said that he was lying. He did a whole video on it.
Yeah.
Play-by-play.
Around UFOs, yada yada, which is what the police were really going after. In reality, those rascals that thought a New Year's Day brawl would be fun also brought fireworks which were set off. The reason so many police showed up for something so simple is because people thought it was an act of But too late, the alien theory has won the internet, and now people are dissecting a blurry video claiming this must be the alien. The guy even said in a follow-up video he was kidding about his story and he's never even been to Miami, but it's too late. People that believed him are now convinced the government went after him specifically to cover up his story. But what about that blurry mystery figure? Well, a clearer video shows that it's just 3 people walking beside each other.
That's the covering of this, but all the comments are pretty spicy, and everyone's saying, and I've seen this pop up, it's Project Bluebeam / a hologram.
Project Bluebeam is a conspiracy theory that originated in the 1990s. According to the theory, the United States government, in collaboration with NASA, why NASA just be catching strays, is planning a massive false flag operation in which they will simulate a second coming of Christ. Oof. Or in an extraterrestrial invasion using advanced technology in order to establish a new world order. Theory claims that the project has 4 stages. What are those 4 stages, Zach?
4 stages. The first stage involves the use of technology to create earthquakes, UFO sightings, and other natural disasters in order to make people believe that a great cataclysmic event is coming. Second stage involves a fake alien invasion in which holographic images of spacecraft will be projected in the sky. This is intended to create a sense of panic and confusion among the population. Third stage involves the use of technology to create a fake religious event, such as the appearance of a messiah or prophet using holograms and other special effects. Darkness. The fourth and final stage involves the implementation of a new world order in which the world's government will be replaced by a single authoritarian regime.
It is important to note that there's no evidence to support the existence of Project Bluebeam.
Blah, 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 blah. Just kidding. Crazy that we came across a second coming conspiracy in the midst of Miami alien sighting. So what do you think?
I think there are people who have been pushed to the brinks of being hyper skeptical of every institution because there's been many institutions that have failed us. Right. And I think this got exasperated post 2020 with the Rona, and it's telling people that a bunch of science that's basically been debunked. Like we all kind of like, yeah, the 6-foot thing was nonsense. The mask thing was nonsense. And all the institutions said this. So then that just kind of created more skepticism of massive institutions. Then you add that on with all the gender ideology nonsense, which is like, it like took that and escalated it to a whole nother level of biological senses non-existent, and you know what I mean, all these things.
Yep.
And that's like the American Medical Association is pushing this stuff. So I think you have this layer of that. I think you have a layer of people are already more skeptical of institutions because of massive institutions like the WHO failing, the medical institutions failing society and failing people.
Yeah.
So that's already heightened. And then you take the need for people to want Jesus to come back because the world is becoming more and more unhinged. So this doesn't just slide into like conspiracy tinfoil hat people, right?
Yeah.
Because it's Christians that have been talking about the rapture this and the rapture that and the rapture this. And Mike Winger just did a whole video about how many times the rapture has been falsely predicted when the scriptures are clear that no man knows the day or the hour. Now, when Jesus says no man knows the day or the hour, I don't think he's saying no man knows the literal day or the hour. I think Jesus is saying we don't know. So don't say years, don't say decades. Jesus is definitely coming back. New moon, prophecy, all that nonsense that happened in 2012 with the new moon nonsense, right? So there's already that element of Christians that are obsessed with the rapture and obsessed with that. This has been going on for ages. And this is what sets the tone for this. And then, I honestly, and this is going to be the most darkest of it all, is there is a exasperated form of nihilism that has crept into every fraction of society.
Darkness.
You don't believe that you can control and make your life better, so might as well just wait for the aliens to come or Jesus to come, because inflation is high, cost of living is through the roof.
I'm glad I never got to my debt because they saw aliens in Miami. Type of energy.
Right? I got student loans.
Yeah.
How am I ever going to be able to buy a house in this market? And these are difficult times for a lot of people. And so when you add that and you compound that, I think it sets the stage for people to be more susceptible to slide into what is it called? Project Blue or Bluebeam or the Q stuff or whatever, right? Because there's always a degree of truth in every quote unquote conspiracy. And again, there's a lot of conspiracies that are no longer conspiracies. There's a lot of things that are true, right? There's a lot of things that have been verified, whether that was testing certain medications on certain demographics of people, whether that was testing hallucinogenics and drugs and acid on people and them not knowing it. Like there's been all kinds of things that have been verified. There's a whole infographics
MK
video.
Ultra.
Yeah, MK Ultra. There's a whole infographics video. There's the food industry, which I think is the biggest conspiracy right under our nose.
Yeah.
There's the student loan industry, which was developed by the government going into cahoots with the public education system that has how many Gen Z and millennials in debt, like crazy debt.
And then they get you broke and want you participating in the Powerball, which is federally backed.
The lottery is federally funded.
Yep.
So there's so many things that I feel like are harming society. And so I think this absolutely makes sense on why we are where we are.
A lot of people are asking, but what the power was shut down and the airports were shut down. I want to circle back to this. They clear that up as well in this news clip.
We reached out to the Miami Police Department. They issued a statement saying in part, quote, there were no aliens, UFOs, or ETs. No airports were closed, no power outages. Facepalm emoji was included in the statement. And to reach
yeah, so I got a lot of friends that live in Miami, and as far as I know, that's true. That's verified.
And I will say, though, the news saying there were no aliens does sound like you're in the Truman Show. You know?
But I think
the news sounds like you're in a simulation.
I think sure, but I think we would have known if the Miami airport was shut down. That's a massive airport, and you would have definitely known if folks.
They're not lying about that.
They're not lying about that. That didn't happen. So we've talked about aliens extensively here. I think aliens are interdimensional.
Dimensional.
Yeah, dimensional. They're not physical from another galaxy because I don't think that sort of technology exists. The speed at which they would have to travel on and the amount of time it would take them to get here, I think would defy too many laws. But I do think there's some sort of interdimensional things. We've talked about that. You guys could see our video with Wise Disciple, and we went over that in depth. Scripturally speaking, when to tie it into the Nephilim, however you want to look at it. But so I do think that's a possibility. And now we're getting into like the Michael Heiser and the Elohims and those sorts of things, right? So I think that's a possibility. Do I think this is that? I don't think so. I think this is people's need to explain away things that are difficult in the moment. This is an election year. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things, and so people are sliding into this sort of thinking.
I'll give you guys one more conspiracy.
Okay.
What if they want you to believe these were the aliens? They want you to think they're aliens so that you start spreading stuff about aliens and everyone stops talking about the Epstein list.
I mean,
they're trying to distract you. They're just trying to distract you with layers by saying it's not aliens. So you think about the aliens so much that you forget about all the other stuff going on.
Here's what I think.
All right.
What if the conspiracy is that this is really additional deception by Satan to keep people from spreading the ultimate thing that which we need to be spreading, which is Jesus, which is you reading your Bible, and instead of going on the news, you start your day with the good news, instead of talking to people about all of this and being an evangelist for this. You're an actual evangelist for Jesus and what he's done in your life, instead of spending exorbitant amounts of time, wasting time, digging deeper and deeper and deeper into this stuff. You spend time developing a skill set that can help you change your financial situation, help you change your family's trajectory, and help you earn more, pay off your debt, and give more. What if instead of consuming yourself with what the latest thing is, you actually get information on how to eat better food so that you don't fall into a verified conspiracy theory of the government being in cahoots with the sugar industries. That's why there's sugar and everything. What if instead of sitting and being sedentary and watching all this stuff, you actually go outside and get some vitamin D and go on a prayer walk? What if instead of arguing with people about this stuff, you actually start showing people the love of Jesus, as the scriptures say, that we will be known by our love for each other, not by our knowledge of conspiracy theories. 1 Corinthians 13 says that knowledge puffs up, but love builds up. What if all of this is one massive distraction to keep you away from chasing God's purpose instead of being consumed with your passion and your pleasure to rationalize all of the issues in the world. What if? What if? I don't know. I do know that people are into this stuff, and I do know that there are actual verified conspiracies. There's actual things right in front of your face that's cutting your life in half, that's destroying your mental health because you're freaking indoors all day in front of a screen, and that's causing you to be a crummy person. It's right in front of you. So I don't know. How about we deal with those things before we worry about aliens at the mall? I'm just saying. If you want to know if the existence of aliens contradicts the Bible, check out this viral video that explains the existence of aliens, and it's much darker than you could have thought.